The vast ocean holds many secrets. Since the beginning of time, the seas have witnessed countless stories, some lost in the depths, while others emerged as legends that challenge human understanding. Some are lost in time, hidden in old maps and ship logs that no longer exist. These documents, though faded and fragile, are the only clues we have of a past full of adventures and mysteries, like the story of the Portuguese caravels. Others emerge as spooky mysteries, chilling stories that make us question what may be hidden in the dark depths of the ocean, like the boitata protecting our riparian forests. This reference might be confusing for an English-speaking audience unfamiliar with Brazilian folklore. Consider replacing with a more universal example, like a sea monster, or the Kraken. One of these mysteries is that of the Mary Celeste. This American merchant ship became a legend in 1872 when it was found adrift in the Atlantic, without a single living soul on board. This American merchant ship became a legend in 1872. The story of the Mary Celeste has captivated the imagination of generations, becoming a symbol of the unexplained and the unknown, like the legends of the Curupira. Again, this reference might be confusing. Consider replacing with a more universal example. Why? It was found adrift, with no crew on board, no sign of a struggle, no indication of imminent disaster. Everything in order, except for the complete absence of people. The story of the Mary Celeste is a maritime enigma, a puzzle that has intrigued researchers for over a century. What could have led to the disappearance of the entire crew without a trace? It's a puzzle that has intrigued researchers for over a century. Over the years, many theories have been proposed, from mutiny and piracy to supernatural phenomena. However, none of them have been able to fully explain what happened. The disappearance of the ship remains unexplained. As the Mary Celeste disappeared into the mists of time, the answers to this enigma also vanished. What happened to the captain, his family, and the crew? The answers were lost at sea, leaving only questions and speculation. The answers were lost at sea. The waves and storms washed away any clues that might have remained, leaving only the mystery. But the questions persist, fueling our fascination with the unknown. Each new generation of researchers and sea enthusiasts is drawn to the story of the Mary Celeste, searching for answers that may never be found. This is the story of the Mary Celeste, a story of unexplained events that continues to captivate the imagination of all who hear it. It's a story of unexplained events, a story that reminds us how little we know about the vast oceans and the secrets they still hold. The story of a ship seemingly abandoned in the middle of the ocean. A ship that, though empty, continues to sail in the minds of those who seek to understand what really happened. And a story that continues to haunt the seas of history. The Mary Celeste remains as a reminder that sometimes the greatest mysteries remain unsolved, and that's what makes them so fascinating. December 4th, 1872, a date that would be etched in maritime history. The D.I. Gracia, a British ship, was sailing on calm waters. The crew was relaxed, enjoying the peacefulness of the ocean. Suddenly, the crew spotted another ship in the distance. It was the Mary Celeste, a ship they knew well. However, something was wrong. The Mary Celeste seemed to be sailing erratically, as if adrift without direction. Captain Morehouse of the D.I. Gracia found this strange. He decided to investigate more closely, using his telescope to get a better look. A boarding party was sent to the Mary Celeste. The sailors prepared themselves for what they might find. What they discovered was unsettling. The ship was deserted without any sign of life. There was no sign of the captain, his wife, his little daughter, or any member of the crew. Everything was in order, but there was no one there. It was as if they had vanished into thin air. The crew of the D.I. Gracia was perplexed, not understanding what could have happened. The mystery of the Mary Celeste remains one of the greatest enigmas in maritime history. What happened to her crew? There are many theories, but the truth remains a mystery. The Mary Celeste was in remarkable condition. The ship, which had set sail with high hopes and an experienced crew, now floated aimlessly in the vast ocean. It was seaworthy. There was no sign of damage to the hull or sails, and everything seemed to be in perfect order, as if it had just left the shipyard. The cargo of industrial alcohol was untouched. The barrels were securely fastened, with no sign of handling or damage. Personal belongings were undisturbed in the cabins. Clothes, documents, and other personal items remained in their places. as if the crew had vanished suddenly in the blink of an eye. There was enough food and water for 6 months. The pantry was well stocked, with enough provisions for a long voyage, like a round trip to Portugal. The ship's logbook was found, but the last entry was from 10 days prior. The scene was chilling. What happened during those 10 days? It seemed like something out of a scary story. The table was set for a meal. Plates, cutlery, and half-eaten food indicated that the crew was about to eat, as if they had gotten up from the table never to return. Clothes were drying. Pieces of clothing hung on the deck, swaying gently in the sea breeze, giving an impression of normalcy, like a clothesline at home. Toys were scattered in the captain's cabin, small objects that suggested the presence of a family on board, as if they had been playing there just moments ago. But there was no sign of a struggle, no clue to explain why the crew would have abandoned the ship. Everything was in its place, as if they had vanished in an instant, leaving behind a mystery that endures to this day, a true enigma of our maritime history. The mystery of the Mary Celeste captivated the world. How could a ship be in such good condition, yet completely deserted? Theories were abundant, some plausible, others more far-fetched, but none could explain for sure the events aboard the ghost ship. Was it piracy, a mutiny, a sea monster attack, or maybe an attack by the Yara, the Brazilian mermaid? Or was there a more rational, down-to-earth explanation for the crew's disappearance? The mystery deepened, became more complicated with each passing year. Section 5. Was it mutiny? Or something more sinister? One of the most popular theories is mutiny. Did the crew turn against each other? Maybe a fight broke out, leading to violence and the death of everyone on board, but there was no sign of a struggle. And why would mutineers leave a ship in perfect condition? Some whispered about dark forces. Legends about the Bermuda Triangle arose. Was the Mary Celeste a victim of the supernatural? Or was there a more down-to-earth explanation? Section 6. The dangers of the sea. Natural explanations. The sea is a dangerous place, you see. Could some natural disaster have happened aboard the Mary Celeste? Like, I don't know, a tsunami? Maybe a giant wave swept the crew out to sea, like in a soap opera, or a sudden and violent storm like one of those summer downpours forced them to abandon ship, in a hurry. Some experts have raised the hypothesis that the alcohol cargo had an influence, right? Imagine, could it be that gas leaked, and the crew was afraid of an explosion? Like a flapped its wings situation. Could it be that they abandoned ship in a hurry and got lost at sea, like when we miss a crowded bus? Section 7. The allure of the unknown. Paranormal possibilities. The story of the Mary Celeste has attracted paranormal enthusiasts for decades. Some believe the ship was the victim of an alien abduction, like a seafaring version of the Varginha UFO incident. Others point to sea monsters, like the pink river dolphin that turns into a man, or unexplained whirlpools as possible culprits. While these theories are intriguing, they lack concrete evidence. The lack of answers only fuels the imagination, keeping the legend of the Mary Celeste alive, a true mystery of Brazil, of the world. Section 8. A mystery for the ages. Unanswered questions. Despite numerous investigations and countless theories, the mystery of the Mary Celeste persists. The ship's logbook remains as the only clue, but its records offer no explanation for the crew's disappearance. The Mary Celeste continues to fascinate and frustrate in equal measure. It's a striking reminder of the power of the sea and the mysteries that lie beneath its surface. Section 9. The Mary Celeste. A legacy of intrigue. The story of the Mary Celeste shows how powerful the unknown can be, like a real-life sea mystery. It's an ocean mystery that has captivated people for generations, just like a really good legend. The ship's name makes everyone think of unexplained disappearances and how unpredictable the ocean can be. Like a scary story. The Mary Celeste might be gone, but its story lives on, like a legend that's passed down. It's a story that keeps inspiring books, movies, and lots of theories, just like the best mysteries. And it's a story that reminds us that some mysteries are meant to stay unsolved, like a puzzle we can't figure out.